Right, good evening and welcome to tonight's health webinar. Hi, my name is Patrick Mather-Pike from Port Elizabeth. For almost 30 years, my wife and I have been involved in the health and wellness industry as Neolife distributors. It's our dream to make a positive difference in people's lives by sharing what the very latest science is telling us, and so empowering them to take control of their health. Tonight, we're talking about children's health, because children are our future, and never before in history have they been at greater risk. Now, I know this might sound weird, but if you think about it, child mortality rates have been declining for decades. But as you'll see, children are actually getting sicker and sicker than they've ever been before. There's a number of reasons for this. Firstly, our children's diets are terrible today. They're filled with processed foods containing chemicals, preservatives, additives, toxins, colorants, and all kinds of stuff that shouldn't be there. Next, they're exposed to more pollutants in the air they breathe, in water they drink, in the food, as we've already said, and in the homes that they live at. And obesity in children is reaching epidemic proportions, and this is causing major problems. Some estimates that I've seen show that over 30% of children in the USA are overweight, and we're not far behind here in South Africa. Now, all this results in children suffering from chronic diseases at younger and younger ages. These are what we used to call old people's diseases, but now we regularly see children suffering from diabetes, cancer, heart disease, etc., which is not normal. Now, the good news is that there's a lot of stuff that people can do. If we just go back to the chronic diseases, this is a 2007 article, and the figures that I've seen lately are even worse, but here they're talking about 6.5 million children in America have chronic diseases to the extent that they can't function normally. The latest things I've seen put that at 9 million. And here's one that really frightened me. For the first time in history, the next generation will not live longer than their parents. Every generation up until now, ever since recorded history, has lived longer than their parents. The kids today, it's not going to happen. And that's because of what we've spoken about, the terrible diets, the pollution, the lack of exercise, and so on. So what can we do about it? Well, it begins at conception. See, the choices that mom make during pregnancy will affect her child's life for the health for the rest of their lives. There's a lot of stuff that comes on. First thing is what mom eats and drinks affects the fetus. So the better mom's diet, the healthier the fetus will be, and then the better their long-term health will be. Secondly, supplementation during pregnancy is vital, especially vitamin B complex, CalMag, and Omega. These play a vital role in the health of the fetus and therefore the long-term health of the children. And then a major one today is children born by cesarean section come into the world with a compromised immune system. When children are born by natural birth, they actually swallow some of the amniotic fluid in the mother's birth canal, and that stimulates their immune system to get going. Now, the current figures are that about 50% of children are born by cesarean section, so they don't get that kickstart to their immune system. So they come into the world at a very distinct disadvantage. One scary thing I read in a book was that if a pregnant woman smokes, her fetus stops breathing for 5 minutes for every cigarette she smokes. That's not exactly funny. And there's a host of information that shows you that smoking during pregnancy will harm the baby. It makes it harder for women to get pregnant, but more important, it increases the rate of miscarriage, it increases problems with the placenta, it can cause premature babies and low birth weight, and so on. As you can see, there's a lot of problems there. And smoking isn't the only bad thing. Okay? As you'll see, diet and toxin intake also play a major role in children's health. Now, diet is one of the most important things, and this is borne out by this study done by the Bristol University. It's called the Avon Longitudinal Study, and they actually started this in 91-92, where they took 14,500 children born in that area, and they started tracking them. They're still tracking them, and some of the results that they found have been absolutely amazing. When it goes to diet, this is what they have to say. A processed food diet packed with sugar, fat, and excess salt can lower IQ in early childhood, while a good diet, a diet full of healthy natural foods, can actually benefit cognitive development. And here's what is really scary. This just suggests that a bad diet is going to have results into later childhood. And the latest things are that they're saying that it'll even go into adulthood. So if a child starts off bad, in other words, if a mom eats badly, she's malnourished during pregnancy, and then a child isn't breastfed and given good food as a small child, those problems will result into adulthood. Diet also plays an increased risk in all kinds of things. This is another study that shows that high fructose corn syrup. Now, high fructose corn syrup, or fructose, or corn syrup as it's sometimes called, is found in all the fizzy drinks and in almost every processed food and packaged food. And it affects the brain's development in vital ways. So it can actually reduce the ability to memorize and learning, which is going to cause a problem for children later on. Also, poor diet affects their health and their risk of chronic disease. This study shows that when children ate more than 12 hot dogs a month, their risk of childhood leukemia was increased by almost 600%. That's very frightening. And then there's one here that shows about high-fat meals. Now, this study is not specifically about children, but a lot of our children today eat high-fat meals because they never eat fruit and vegetables or whole grains, and it's going to affect their long-term health. So a good, healthy diet is critical for kids. Okay, children fed a diet of packaged foods, plant fats, in other words, margarines and plant oils, sugar, and high fructose corn syrup, as I've already mentioned, as well as preservatives, colorants, and flavorants, are going to be condemned to a lifetime of health problems. It's very important to understand that these things affect a child much, much more than they do adults. The reason for that is because children have a very much smaller body mass. For instance, a teaspoon of sugar is going to have a far greater effect on a child than it will have on an adult. So when you give a child a cookie full of sugar or a soft drink full of sugar, the effect on that child's body is 10, 15, 20, 100 times more dramatic than it is on an adult's body, because they're so much smaller. Now, the same applies to preservatives, toxins, and so on. Another factor is that children's immune systems are still developing, so they're not able to cope as well as an adult's, which is fully developed. In addition, there are numerous studies that show that not only diet, but supplementation is vital for children's health and development. Just have a look at these studies. Vitamin D can cut the risk of respiratory diseases. Vitamin D, there's a link between low vitamin D and autism. Folate, that's one of the B vitamins during young adulthood, reduces the incidence of high blood pressure later. Okay, high blood pressure is a major problem today. Probiotics may prevent colic, and they actually do strengthen the immune system, especially when children are younger, especially if they've been born with cesarean section. Zinc supplements are good for children. Vitamin B promotes growth and strength and stimulates memory. Okay, vitamin C for colds and flu can reduce the risk of further complications. And then if we look at omega-3, it's just vital. Okay, it's going to reduce the risk of asthma. It's going to help the brain development. It's going to increase immunity. There's overwhelming evidence that supplementation is really vital. See, folks, we're not eating what we should, or in other words, what the nutrients in the food that we are getting today are not what they used to be. So we need to bridge that gap between what we should be getting and what we're actually getting. Here's some ideas. Just become a label reader. Don't buy food with preservatives, colorants, and additives. Try and choose fresh, unprocessed food as much as possible. Don't give your children fast foods. Try and eliminate sugar-based drinks and dilute fresh fruit juice with water half and half so that it's not so sugar dense. And then switch from processed breakfast cereals, they've all got sugar and preservatives, and give them stuff like rolled oats or cooked oats, and not the 1-minute oats, okay? And give them whole grain sandwiches with protein like peanut butter or an egg or fruit for lunch. And give them a multivitamin and omega-3 before school. Here's an article that appeared a while ago by Patrick Holford. It's quoting Patrick Holford. And here's the interesting part. In an independent study, children given fish oil supplements, in other words, omega-3 supplements, gained 9 months of reading ability in just 3 months, while others showed a 9-point increase in IQ after taking a daily multivitamin. Okay. You want to give your kids the best start in life, give them a good quality multivitamin and omega-3 before they go to school each morning. In addition, and another thing that plays a major role is the pollutants that children are exposed to, the toxins that they are exposed to from household products like detergents, air fresheners, pest sprays, and so on. This is going back to that Avon longitudinal study. They're saying that children exposed to lots of chemical agents from cleaning products are more likely to wheeze and have asthma. This one really is something that I've been shouting about for a long time. The obsession with cleanliness in the home is leaving our children open to illnesses. Okay. Every day we are bombarded with advertisements saying, use these germicidal antibacterial cleaners. Well, they don't actually work any better than normal cleaners, ungermicidal ones. And what they're doing is that they are diminishing our children's immune system growth, and they're causing problems long term because they're killing all the good bacteria, and so we're getting superbugs developing and so on. Also, air fresheners and aerosols, okay, all these smelly things that you spray in your home are causing major problems with children and with mothers for that instance. Okay. Now, that's a lot of the bad news. Okay, there's some plastics that are also causing problems. So what can we do? Okay, practical tips. Don't use toxic products in your home. Switch to using non-toxic, biodegradable cleaning products. Don't use plastic containers and cling wrap. Okay, now I don't suggest that you use a glass container to send your kids to school with, but wrap the sandwiches in the plastic one in wax wrap, not in cling wrap. Okay, use glass containers in your fridge to store food, and give your kids stainless steel water bottles, not plastic water bottles. Stainless steel lasts forever. It's a lot more economical and a lot more environmentally friendly. Okay. Eliminate the air fresheners and the smelly things and the poisonous sprays from your home, and buy clothing and bedding that's made of natural fibers like cotton and hemp. And so especially avoid any fabrics that have flame retardant chemicals on them, and things like Scotch Guard that are soil resistant. They gas off and they give a lot of problems to children. Don't smoke around your children. I mean, that's just a basic. Okay. That's the bad news. The good news is that there's a company out there called Neolife that has some solutions for you. Neolife's been around for almost 60 years. It was founded in 1958. Next year will be in existence for 60 years. They're the world leaders in organic whole food supplements. They've got over 30 world firsts to their name. They're recognized by scientific and research organizations worldwide as world leaders in this field. And they have a world-renowned and respected scientific advisory board, a global science network, and a health professional council. If we look at their scientific advisory board, it's made up of world-leading scientists. Each one of these guys here is a world leader in his or her field. And they're responsible for the research and development of the products. Now, if you've got world-leading scientists developing your products, it stands to reason you've got good products, because these guys are not going to put their name behind stuff that doesn't work. Everything's based in nature, it's backed by science, and it's the very best that you can get. And in addition to this, something that is totally unique is we have a health professional council. Now, each one of the people you see here is a practicing medical doctor or scientist, and they're actually in the field doing normal stuff that they know what's going on. You see, a lot of times you have scientists sitting in laboratories that don't actually know what's going on in the marketplace. These guys are dealing with the public every single day. So they liaise with the scientists and they can say, this is a problem that we're seeing. This is a gap in the market that needs sorting out. And between these two organizations, you can be guaranteed that you're getting phenomenal products. Like Neolife's Vita Squares. This is a children's multivitamin, multi-mineral. It's a chewable, great tasting multivitamin, multi-mineral. It's got no sugars, it's got no flavorants, it's got no preservatives in it. And it contains something that no other product in the world contains, and that's N, which is the world's first and only phytonutrient supplement containing lipids and sterols from whole grains. These lipids and sterols are clinically proven to increase cellular functioning. And that's important because everything in your body starts at cellular level. What they've been proven to do is give you better available use of nutrients. Okay. In other words, whatever you're taking in is better utilized in the cells and therefore in the body. It's enhanced cardiovascular development and greater adrenal activity leading to increased energy levels. If you look at the studies, look at this one, enhanced cardiovascular with N, without. I mean, it's almost 100% improvement. The same with improved nutrient efficiency. You're looking at a massive improvement there. If we just look at comparing this to some of the other stuff on the market, if you look at Neolife Vita Squares, it's got 20 minerals, it's got N, it's got no artificial colorants, flavorants. If you look at this one, it's mind-boggling. This is supposed to be good for kids. They discuss the negatives of sucrose, and then they put it in. They put aspartame, which is a known cancer-causing agent in. And obviously, there's no N. And if you look at the difference in price, it's amazing. If you look at this one, they say it's a broad-spectrum multivitamin and mineral. It's got broccoli in it. So, does it actually actively work? They say they've got 4 strains of probiotic, but they don't tell you whether they're live or not, and it hasn't got any N in it. And this one says it's got no iodine, it's got no manganese, it's got no choline, no inositol. All those things are vital for growing children, and it also contains aspartame. The next product we're going to look at is Neolife's VitaGuard. This is an antioxidant product which is going to protect your children's immune system. Contains carotenoids, flavonoids, vitamins A, C, E, selenium, and zinc. They're all from whole food sources, and it doesn't contain any colorants, flavorants, preservatives, sugar, or synthetic sweeteners like aspartame. It has some amazing benefits. The carotenoid complex is clinically proven to be bioavailable. In other words, it can be utilized by the cells. boosts the immune system 37% in just 20 days. It protects the cells, and it stimulates the immune system. It really is phenomenal for keeping your children's immune system strong and helping protect against colds and flu and other things. And then we look at Liquivite. This is a liquid form of the VitaSquares and the VitaGuard all in one. So it contains all the vitamins, the minerals, the threonine, plus the antioxidants for little children who can't chew or don't want to chew. It tastes fantastic, and it has amazing benefits. As you can see, it's got all the whole food carotenoids and flavonoids to protect the cells. It's got threonine, it's got choline and inositol to support brain development. It tastes wonderful. It's easy to mix into other things, like you can mix it into the child's bottle. And then we look at omega-3. Omega-3 Plus is a world first from GNLD. It's the only complete omega-3 supplement in the world today. Contains all 8 members of the omega family. All the other products that you buy are incomplete, and 99% of them contain only 2 factors, whereas there are 8. It makes a lot of sense to give your child the complete omega protection. It's clinically proven to be bioavailable. In other words, it can be utilized by the cells. It lowers the inflammatory index. That means a lot in terms of preventing chronic disease. It improves the omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. And it's the only omega product in the world that is clinically endorsed by the Real College of Obstetricians. So I think I got that right, and gynecologists. Okay. Then we look at Neolife NutriShake. You know, a lot of kids are picky eaters. They don't want to eat fruit or vegetables or all the good stuff. They just want to eat all the bad stuff. So this makes an ideal meal replacement. It's like a wonderful milkshake, and it has incredible benefits. Okay, it has a specific, unique ProtoGuard process. So when they're developing the protein, they actually protect it and maximize its nutritional value. Contains all 22 amino acids. There is no other product that you can lay your hands on that will do that. Protein is made up of little blocks called amino acids, and the human body requires all 22. And if you think of how fast children are developing, how many new cells they're developing every day, each one of those cells needs those 22 amino acids to be able to develop properly. So this is a phenomenal product. Okay, it's got a multi-enzyme blend, which means that it's much more easily digested than normal protein shakes. It's got 17 essential vitamins and minerals in it. And it's got a sustained energy curve, so it keeps providing energy over a long period of time. And it's very low in lactose. A lot of children today suffer from lactose intolerance, so this is not going to affect that. On top of that, it tastes fantastic, as I've already said, and it mixes easily with milk, water, or juice, so it's very easy to give to children. Then we look at Acidophilus Plus. It's Neolife's revolutionary probiotic. It contains 5 million live microorganisms. This is really important. If the microorganisms, if the probiotic bacteria are not live, they can't benefit you. It contains as much as 10 servings of yogurt. If they were live in yogurt, it would be the same as having 10 servings of yogurt. It's got 5 different kinds of bacteria in it. These are good bacteria, by the way, not bad bacteria. This is what your digestive system needs to operate at maximum efficiency. And it has a unique and exclusive gel guard protection system, which protects those bacteria, those little probiotics, from stomach acid. A lot of them get killed in the stomach by the stomach acid, so there's no benefit to you. And what it does is it ensures that they get released into the intestine, where they do the most good. So this is especially important for children who have been born with cesarean section. The faster you can get this into them, the better it is for them, and the faster their immune systems are going to start developing. And then we have Aloe Vera Plus. Okay. A lot of children suffer from digestive problems, from colic, from diarrhea. This is the answer. Okay, it soothes the digestive system. It tastes wonderful. Children really love it. And then we've mentioned that a lot of problems also come from toxins that are got from cleaning products and chemicals in the home. Well, not only is GNLD a world leader in nutrition, but they've also been providing non-toxic, child-safe, environmentally friendly products for decades. So get the poisons out of your home and switch to environmentally friendly, non-toxic, child-safe products. Not only will you help your child's health, you'll end up saving yourself an absolute fortune by using these products, and you'll be doing the environment a whole lot of good. So that's a little bit about the products. You've got some phenomenal options. If you're watching for the first time, you can buy the products from the person who invited you to watch this and help improve your child's health, protect the environment, protect their health. If you want to be more proactive, you can join NeoLife Club. It's free, and you can buy these products online at your convenience at a discount, and there's some amazing benefits there. And if you really want to have a good look at turning this into an extra way of generating income, a secondary income source, or possibly a full-time career one day, speak to the person who invited you, because there's a phenomenal financial opportunity there. I've really enjoyed chatting to you tonight, and I've enjoyed sharing this with you, and I hope I've given you some information that will help you make more informed choices about your children's health. Please don't hesitate to ask the person who invited you for more information if you want, or go to www.realwealth.co.za/health news. There's tons of health information there. Let's all get involved in doing all that we can to help children's health and to keep the environment healthy as well. And let's make this world a healthier and happier place. That's it from me tonight. Good night. God bless.